Yeah. All right, all right, all right. We in the mother sucking house. Welcome to the Fresh and Funky podcast. Welcome to the Fresh and Funky, Fresh and Funky, Fresh and Funky motherfucking podcast. Today is gonna be a short day. Mostly gonna be talking about, the card which is out here today is NBA and college basketball. To let you know what kind of picks are coming out here. I am motherfucking Mandu Fresh. Mandu Fresh. Okay, use my last name. I'm not scared. I'm not like all you other motherfuckers out here running around. And I'm not worried about everybody else. Not worried about YouTube, what everybody else is doing, but I'm worried about what I'm doing here today. We're gonna get some picks today. We're gonna get some fucking freestyles today. We're just gonna do what the fuck we want to do because it just seems like that's the nature of the world today. We're gonna start off with that. We're gonna start off with that. It seems like everybody thinks that they know what's fucking right, what's wrong, what's gonna happen, and then they don't care. And it's just like it's just like watching a movie, okay? It's like watching a movie. We all know what's gonna happen. We all know what's gonna happen, but yet we still got people that still, for whatever damn reason you want to come up with, or whatever the rhyme or reason it is for your life, and what you think the world is a good place, the world is a racist place, the world is a godless place, the world is a devil's place, the world is this, the world is that, the world is this, the world is that. You wonder why we're in the fucking predicament we're in. Wonder why people can't make heads or tails, or people got their heads so far up their ass they don't know what's their head from their ass, or whatever the case may be. That's what we're living in. And what's going to be the future of that? Well, there ain't going to be a future. Not for a lot of us. A lot of us just isn't. Okay? Yeah, I mean, it's going to come to a breaking point. It ain't going to be the movie Purge, what's happening down in LA. People just getting killed, stabbed, and shot, murdered, and robbed. Oh, but that's not going on, Kenny. People are just dying from COVID. It's all them unvaccinated people. How much logic makes sense? Logic doesn't even make sense. Does it even matter if we have logic anymore? Is it logic to sports betting where we got COVID, where you got 37 players in the NFL that have COVID? Allegedly according to the tests that they want to. But again I ask this. What about H1N1? We didn't have to take no vaccine, and it wasn't recommended for everybody in the world to take the H1N1. And that was a pretty deadly outbreak. We had a SARS outbreak. nobody had to nobody had to take a fucking shot in order to work or go to the restaurants or whatever. But you want to tell me that I'm giving you misinformation. Well, the fucking people that keep telling you that they're giving that misinformation are the same motherfuckers that keep fooling everybody. And YouTube especially, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all you. And I understand this is your fucking platform, and you can censor whoever the fuck you want to censor, and you can do whatever you want. But guess what's gonna happen when you do shit like that? You open a Pandora's box. You got all these other fucking idiots going out here and saying this and saying that, and you want that to be the truth? Well, guess what? There is a thing called the truth and the reality. Okay? Whatever you think your fucking truth is, there's an underlying reality. And when that reality comes in and it doesn't, you think your truth and reality is the same and it's not, bam. Boy, does bad shit happen. Nobody cares. Let's just sit up here, tell funny fucking jokes, act like the world is so much a better place and it ain't going to a civil war. We ain't gonna die. We're all gonna live forever. We're all gonna, you know. I don't know what to tell you people. If you're looking for people on here to tell you how to live your life, or you're looking for the television or any of these other people, you're in trouble. You are in fucking trouble. And words do not begin to explain how much trouble a lot of us are really in. And how much trouble a lot of motherfuckers don't know they're in. It's like, it's like it's like we've all fallen into the lion's cage. And then we act like, oh, there's no lions here. There ain't no motherfucking lion. And meanwhile, lions are sitting there like this. And meanwhile, you're over here. Meanwhile, you're over here walking around acting like shit ain't happening. Meanwhile, the motherfucking lion or whatever is like looking like this. Yep. Yep. Mm. They ain't gonna see me coming. They just don't know. They just. That's what we are living with today. Don't give a fuck if you're some motherfucker that has $1 billion. I don't give a fuck if you got the power in the world. Doesn't mean you truly are the master of this universe, because you're not. And all those other people that want to, want to say that God and the Bible is just fiction. Well, what about you living in this dystopia lifestyle that you think that you're living in? Yeah, we want to say that the Bible isn't truth. Well, what about all the other shit that you want to believe is the truth? Well, maybe it ain't the truth, but you regurgitate it like it is. So I mean, that's what we're dealing with. So the end result's going to be we're going to fight. And it's going to be people are going to fight. People are going to get killed. This is going to be pandemics. This is going to be this. This going to be that. Because they wanted it to happen. They need it to happen. In order for them to have their plan and their things to go together, they have to destroy it. But you all don't believe that. You all believe some other dumb shit. And I'm not here to tell you who's right, who's wrong. Because in the whole grand scheme of things, we're all probably fucking wrong. But then what happens at that? No, I mean, there could be nobody around to be able to say, "Oh, well, we were sorry. No, no, no. But instead of me just getting up here and talking like that, because nobody gives a shit about me anyways, and nobody cares about to listen to me, nobody knows who the fuck I am, and that's why I say the shit I say. Because I don't care who you think you are, because you're not the master of my life. You're not the master of my universe, and nor will you ever be. Not as God Almighty. A lot of us think that we are God, and we're going to interject His name and His words, and He did this and this that. Yeah, guess what? We face the wrath and punishment for that. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm not saying God is a man or a female, whatever. God is God. All right. God is God. All right. It's not just sit here and it's just pick apart. Well, you probably believe in white Jesus. Oh, you believe in black Jesus. Oh, you believe. No, no. See, that's how they get you confused. It's the same thing in sports. It's the same thing in everything else. How they get you confused? Because they get you to believe in other shit, and then see, they get you, they got your ass. They got your ass. And shame on those factory bosses over there in the state of Kentucky that faced the disaster of the tornado. Shame on the bosses for telling their employees like there's a tornado coming, and basically saying that if you leave, you will be fired. Well, what if they don't leave and they die here anyways? So you're not going to give their family money and this and that, because all these companies care about is the fucking money. They don't give a fuck about your livelihood. They don't give a fuck if you're starving. They don't give a fuck if your kids are this and that. But yet, all you people lying yourselves up, say they're your friends, say that they care. Well, I'm telling you what, they don't give one iota fuck about you. But you can go ahead and believe that. You can go ahead and believe that till you're fucking dead in the ground or not here anymore. And then you're really facing the reality of what happens after life. Life after death. Oh, well, some of y'all think you're going to live forever. Huh? Some of y'all think you're going to live till fucking bazillion years old, but that's not going to happen. Sorry to tell you that. All right, let's get on the line here. We're going to get on the line here. We're going to get on the line, and let's get on the line here. All right, we're going to get on the lines here. We're going to get on the early lines here. We're going to start off with the NBA because the NBA has a very small slate here tonight. There's only 3 games on the NBA slate tonight here. And so we'll break those games down first. We'll break it down here. All right, we got the Golden State Warriors with Chef Curry. Chef Curry with the pot boy. Chef Curry with the pot boy. Going into Madison Square Garden to try to make history tonight. He's trying to make history tonight. Steph Curry tonight, if he can hit, I want to say, what is he like? I want to say he's like somewhere between 3 to 5 3-pointers away from beating uh, Ray Allen's all-time record for most threes in a career. So we're definitely going to see Chef Curry with the pop boy out there. You know, he's going to be doing his thing out there. I mean, they only won by 2 against the Pacers yesterday. They won 102-100, so they definitely went the under. They went the under in that game definitely yesterday. Today's number, the Warriors are 5-point road favorites. I mean, yesterday they were 3 and they didn't cover. So do the Knicks, the Knicks can the Knicks muster up enough strength to try to come back and get some wins here? I mean, I hope it's going to be a good game. It's Madison Square Garden. You're going to see Spike Lee. Hey, Turtle. Fucking don't want to eat pellets when it's come out, right? But you want to come and eat pellets out in the corner. Okay. But the Warriors -5 here. You got the Knicks +5 on the spread here. That's the point spread. Those of you that don't understand what point spread means, what's the minus mean? Well, the minus usually means it's the favorite team. So that team the team with the -5 points has to cover the 5 points. See, the team with the +5, they can either outright win or they have to lose by less than 5 or less. If they lose by 5 or less, then you cash. Now, see, money line is usually the team that's the underdog, which in this case would be the New York Knicks, and they're favored on the money line +175 right now. You can also bet the Warriors on the money line, but you're going to get -210. And then basically the over under tonight's game is 211.5. And so that's both over under. The over and the under is -110. So, and like I said, I'm gonna run down the games, and then I'm gonna give you guys who I think is gonna win. I'm gonna give you guys the picks that I picked today. Me and my sister, we always do our little bets here. We always make sure that we try to get in before the game time, try to get the best number that we can. And my sister's actually won more than I have. And God bless her heart. She's doing her thing, and it's just there's no rhyme or reason to betting. As long as you do it responsibly. I'll be like the new NFL ads and all that. Please, if you are going to bet, if you're going to sports bet, please do not bet your whole house. Please don't bet your car note. If you're going to bet, just bet $1, bet $5, bet $10 if you can. It depends on what you bet. Do you bet daily fantasy, or are you betting on you're at the sports book? I mean, but please bet responsibly. That's all I'm going to say as somebody that bets, and I only bet $1. I only bet $1. I bet $1 on most contests. And yeah, I have to take sometimes a crazy bet or whatever, but it's fun. That's the fun part about betting, is knowing that, you may or may not win that money, but that's the fun part. But what's not fun is if you're betting all your money and then you don't have a life, and then you're struggling, and then you're just basically getting in more and more debt, and then you just, and hey, some people, you gamble with the wrong people, you're not gonna be here no more. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. You bet with the wrong bookie and you don't pay your debts. Well, guess what happens? you don't get probation. Let's just put it that way. You don't get probation. Let me get a little bit of drink here, as my throat is getting a little dry here. Nice, refreshing 7-Up. But yeah. So let's recap. Warriors -5 tonight on the spread. Knicks are +5. Knicks are +175 on the money line. Warriors are -210 on the money line. The over-under is 211.5. The over and under is -110, depending on what you want to take. All right, the next game we have is the Toronto Raptors visiting the Brooklyn Nets here. So we got a game. We got a game in Madison Square Garden, and then we got a game going on over in Brooklyn, where you got the Toronto Raptors taking on the Brooklyn Nets here. You got Kevin Durant and James Harden. Obviously, no No Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving, obviously Kyrie Irving is one of those guys that he just, it's just his belief and his choice that he doesn't want to be vaccinated. But apparently to the NBA, you got to be vaccinated. But guess what? The Chicago Bulls can't play 2 games because they got 10 people on COVID right now. Um, and then you got, Charlotte Hornets have been, out of players because of COVID. I mean, a lot of other teams. The NFL. Do I have to go on? So those of us that are watching it and betting on sports, it's kind of hard because all of a sudden everybody's getting COVID when majority of these guys were majority of them, and to my knowledge, were all supposed to be vaccinated, right? In certain states they're supposed to be vaccinated. Well, what happened? What happened? You get all these guys vaccinated. Well, why the hell are they getting COVID still? You know, I mean, because a vaccine is supposed to protect you. You do a vaccine. Yes, does have little side effects like any other type of shot, but a vaccine is supposed to give you years of protection. And that's you can go look that you could go look that up. I've taken vaccines in my life. So therefore, if you want to shut my fucking channel down again, YouTube, you can kiss my ass. I know what the difference between a vaccine is and what something else is. All right? Now you guys can continue to push this dumb shit all you want. But the reality is the reality. I'm just telling you now. You ain't gonna shut me the fuck up. You might take me off the platform, but you ain't shutting me the fuck up. And I'm sorry I have to come at you this way, but you have forced me to have no fucking choice but to speak my mind and say how the fuck I feel about you. Now we know about one. We already know about CNN. Do I need to go in there? Are you gonna call that misinformation as well? We could go into that. We can go into that if you want. But Toronto Raptors are +5. The Brooklyn Nets are -5. So Brooklyn Nets are favored to win by 5 points tonight. And then you got the Toronto Raptors at +180 on the money line. Brooklyn Nets are -220 on the money line. And the over-under tonight is 216. And that is -110. All right. Last but not least, the last game of the night, we got the Phoenix Suns visiting the Portland Trailblazers in Portland. The Suns come in -1.5 on the spread. Trailblazers are +1.5. If you're looking at the spread, to take on the side of the Portland Trailblazers tonight. The Trailblazers are +105 on the money line tonight. The Suns are -125. And the over-under is 219. All right. So we got those games. And like I said, the first 2 games kick off about 7:30, 7:40 Eastern Standard Time, 4:30, 4:40 West Coast time, or wherever in between. You can do the math yourself. All right, let's go to college basketball. All right, so we got the first game starting at 7 Eastern. We have North Carolina Greensboro taking on Townsend. Townsend comes in as the favorite at home, -6.5. And Greensboro is +6.5. If you think they might be able to cover that. If you're taking the spread tonight with Townsend, it's -105. And if you're taking the money line, it's +240 on the North Carolina Greensboro team. And if you're taking the money line on Townsend, it's -280. The total over/under tonight is 126.5. And both those numbers are -110. Next game, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We have the Miami, Ohio Redhawks taking on the Clemson Tigers. Clemson comes in at home as the favorite on the spread on the points line, -8.5. So if you want to take Miami, Ohio, it'd be +8.5. And if you want to take the plus money tonight, it would be backing the Miami, Ohio Redhawks at plus 330 points. Or plus 330 to bet on the Miami, Ohio on the money line. Or you take Clemson on the money line minus 410. And the over-under in the game is 135.5. And that is minus 110. Okay, we got Furman taking on North Carolina. North Carolina is a favorite on the spread, minus 10. The plus money is on Furman, plus 420. And the over-under total is 156 points. The next game we got in the same time slot at 7 Eastern. We have Virginia Military Institute taking on Wake Forest. Wake Forest is favored to win by 15. Obviously, the money line is on Virginia Military Institute at plus 695. And the over-under is 150. Next game we got in the same time slot. We have Austin Peay taking on South Florida. South Florida is minus 7 on the point spread. Austin Peay is plus 235 on the money line. The over/under is 128 points. And Mammoth and Yale, there is no favorite on the money line. It is actually a pick 'em now. It is actually a pick 'em. And the over/under is 147 points. The over/under tonight in that game. And then we go to the 7:30 Eastern time slot, where we have Louisiana Monroe taking on Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks are favored to win tonight, minus 12 at home. The plus money is plus 525 on Monroe on the money line. The over/under tonight is 147, the same number as the Mammoth and Yale game. All right. We got the 8 o'clock Eastern time. We have Georgia State taking on Mississippi State. Mississippi State is favored on the points line tonight, minus 10, so they got to cover 10 tonight. If you're taking the plus money on the money line, it'd be on Georgia State tonight, be plus 375, and the money line means that team has to win, outright win. They don't have to cover the 10 points. They just have to win by a point and just win the game. And the over/under in that game is 142.5. Okay. Next game, we have Louisiana Lafayette, Ragin' Cajun, taking on the Houston Cougars. Houston Cougars are favored to win tonight, minus 23 on the spread. No one is favored, and there's no numbers on the money line, so it's just like Monmouth and Yale. The over/under tonight is 139.5. So. And the next game we got in the same 8 o'clock hour, we have Tarleton State taking on South Alabama. South Alabama is favored on the point spread tonight, minus 7. And on the money line, we have Tarleton State plus 255. The over/under tonight in that game is over/under of 124 points. Next game we got at the 8 o'clock hour, we have Arkansas State and Texas Tech. Texas Tech is favored to win by 23.5. Nobody is favored on the money line at all. We have an over/under of 141 points and a half. 141 points and a half. And the next game, we have Arizona State taking on Creighton. The Blue Jays are favored to win by 7 tonight at home in Nebraska. The money line is plus 255 on Arizona State. We have the over/under at 135 points. Next game at 8 o'clock Eastern, we have Sam Houston State in North Texas. North Texas to win by 11.5. Obviously, Sam Houston is favored on the money line, plus 475. And the over/under is 123 points. Then at last game at 8 o'clock Eastern hour is DePaul versus Illinois Chicago. DePaul is favored to win by minus 9.5 points. So basically, they got to cover and win by 10. Or you take the money line with Illinois Chicago if you think they're going to outright beat DePaul here with a plus 385, plus 385. And the over under is 143 and a half. And we got the 9 o'clock hour. We have two games. We have Santa Clara taking on Boise State. Boise State is favored to win on the points line tonight, minus 7.5. Santa Clara is plus 270 on the money line. Obviously, they're the underdog. And the points total in this game, over under, is 137.5. And last but not least, the 9 o'clock hour, we have Alabama ranked number 6 taking on Memphis in Memphis, Tennessee here. But Alabama comes in as minus 3.5 favorites on the road to win here. Or you take Memphis on the money line plus 145 tonight at home. And the over-under total number of points tonight, 154.5. I think there's going to be a high-scoring game. And we got two 10 Eastern games, 7 p.m. West Coast time. We have UC Davis going into Corvallis to play the Oregon State Beavers. The Beavers are favored to win by 6 points tonight. And the money line is plus 215 on the UC Davis. And the over-under is 135.5. And last but not least, last game at the 10 o'clock Eastern hour, 7 p.m. Pacifics. We got Cal State Santa Barbara taking on University of Pacific. The Santa Barbara, I believe they're named the Gauchos. The Gauchos are minus 4.5 on the spread tonight. And if you're taking the money line, obviously you're going with the Pacific Tigers at plus 165. The over-under total number of points in the game is 132. So there we go. That's basically, the rundown of games here. That's the rundown of the games here. But we're gonna do what I like to call, this is called put your money where your mouth is. I'm gonna go, first of all, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna pick every game. I'm gonna pick every game from college to NBA, and then I'm gonna tell you the teams I bet on. And we're gonna see whether my bets or my picks get right. To see if my bet cashes or do my picks cash. So those of you that are, tuning in, if you are tuning in, and if you're not, I mean, I'm not here to condemn anybody. I'm not here to tell people that they're a piece of shit because they don't want to come watch me or they don't want to come by. That's hey, if you want to come see what I'm doing over here and I'm live, and hey, I appreciate it. You want to talk shit to me? I appreciate it. If you want to fucking call me a racist, you want to say all this other stuff, hey, that's fine too. I don't hate you. We might have an interesting discussion, and we might have a little bit of, I might have some choice words for you, but hey, that's beside the point. Doesn't mean I hate you. Maybe I don't like you, and I don't have to like things that I don't like. I don't have to, I don't have to feed into ignorancy, because that's what happens. Things, a lot of times we get sucked into a lot of things, and that's what happens. But needless to say, we are going to go. First of all, we'll go with the NBA. We'll go with the NBA games here first, because there's only 3 of them here. So we'll go with what we think our pick's going to be here. We'll go with, and like I say, we'll go with, where is this? All right. All right. There's our college pick'ems. We'll make it. Because there's a lot of college games here. Yeah. We got our college pick'ems, and we'll have the NBA pick'em. All right. All right. Tonight, between the Warriors and the Knicks, -5 here. For me, I'm a big guy. I love the over unders here. I'm a big I'm a big over under guy, and the Warriors the Warriors, my friends, did not cover yesterday. They barely got to 102 points, and they're playing back to back. They're playing back to back here, and they're playing the Knicks, and the Knicks, generally, generally the Knicks play very well, but sometimes the Knicks don't play very well, and obviously Kimball Walker's not in the rotation and this and that nature here. So I got so 211 and a half, 211 and a half. I mean it's an interesting number, it's an interesting number to say the least because if you go to look at the we go look at the NBA, we look at the scores here, the NBA here. I mean, you got the Warriors. The Warriors are 22 and 5. The Knicks are 12. The Knicks are 12 and 15. The game will be on. The game is going to be on TNT tonight, along with the Suns and the Portland Trailblazers. The other game that was supposed to play tonight was supposed to be the Pistons and the Bulls tonight. But because the Bulls don't have enough healthy players, you know, they have like 10, 11 guys on the fucking COVID list. There's big outbreaks of COVID, and then also the flu. The flu and cold season also is affecting too. But I'm not gonna go into the thing. I'm just saying that normally this time of year people get sick because it's the cold and flu season. But we also have to deal with COVID. So it's time of year where it's gonna be hard because generally, it's colder outside, and people go from being warm to cold, and then the weather hasn't, the weather's been going from, it'd be 40 degrees one week, and next week it'll be 60 degrees, and next week it'll be 40, and then it's raining, and it's storming, and snowing, and it's sunny, then it's whatever. I mean, all right. That being the case here, we want to look at the stats here. I want to look at the stats here, comparing, you know, the Warriors are 6-1 against the spread versus the New York Knicks on the road over their last 7 games. Well, they didn't play the Knicks 7 times, but they believe the game's gonna. They think it's gonna be a close game. They think according to IBM Watson, he thinks it's gonna be a 103 to 108 contest, or it could be possibly. Knicks do not have anybody. I mean, points per game. I mean, Warriors score about 112 a game. Knicks score about 106. So okay, if you take that in consideration, that's 218 right there. Then rebounding wise, Warriors get about 47 when the Knicks get about 45. So they're about Warriors about two out rebounded by two, but that's not too bad. Field goal percentage, Warriors about 47%. Then you got the Knicks about 44. So I mean that's not too different. Warriors 75%. Knicks are 78%. 3-pointers are they both shooting 36%. I mean, assists per game, the Warriors have about 7 more assists per game. Turnovers, the Warriors turn the ball over about 2 more times a game than Knicks. Assist to turnover ratio is 1.8 to 1.7, so that's close. Knicks generally block a little bit more than the Warriors do. The Warriors generally get a little more steals. So, and the regular season series is tied 1 apiece here. The next time the final time that they'll actually see each other will be February 10th in Golden State. So okay. With that being said, we're gonna go to our bet. We're gonna go to our handy dandy NBA picks here, and we're gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over 211.5 in Warriors in next game. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over in that game here. All right, the next game we got the Raptors and the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets to win by 5, or the Raptors to cover to win. And we have two over under 216 here. I'm gonna have to. I'm definitely have to go the under. I'm gonna have to go the under 216 in this Toronto Raptors game in the Nets here. I'm going under here, and I want to kind of explain why. I just believe that the Raptors are a decent team, but I think the Nets have they're starting to turn it around a little bit here. They're starting to learn to play without Kyrie Irving a little bit. And they still got Kevin Durant. Durant's kind of having an MVP type year, and James Harden. So, I mean, I'm not worried about them so much as the Raptors not being able to cover that number here. And last but not least, we have the Suns versus the Trailblazers. I believe the Suns lost last night. They did not cover the -3 last night. They got routed here. And to me, I gotta see if Port if and shit they only scored 95 points. The Suns did last game here. Last night they scored 95 here, and they lost by 16 points last night. And the Hawks they got beat by 6, and Charlotte lost by 24. So Denver Nuggets they won by 6. They went 220. That one went 220. The Hornets and Mavericks went 216. Shit, the Rockets and Hawks they went 258. Memphis won. I had Memphis on the money line last night, and they ended up winning by 35 points actually. So that's what we do. All right. People got. So is Dame playing tonight? A rib contusion here. DJ McCollum, I know he's not playing. And basically DeAndre Ayton was So definitely two. Well, they got 219.5. So what do we have here? We got 219 here. So the over the over hit 4 of the Portland's Trailblazers' last 5 games versus Suns since the start. So basically, these two teams have no love loss, and they generally put up some points here. And Phoenix, they put up 95 last night. They put up 95 last night. So I don't know what the over under was in that game, but well, then they win by more than 1 point, so they got to win by 2, and then Trailblazers got to lose by 2. Um, I mean we've been taking the over unders here, and let's take the Suns. We'll take the Suns on the spread here. We'll do that here. We'll take the Suns, even though we took the Suns last night and they didn't cover here. Suns minus a point and a half spread here. That's our NBA pick'ems here. Let's review. We took the over 211.5 in the Warriors game. In the Warriors and Knicks game, we took the under 216 in the Raptors and Nets game, and we took the Suns minus to win by a point and a half. So they got to win by 2, even though they got pretty much they got their clocks cleaned. They got their clocks clean last time they went to Portland, and they got the clocks clean last night. So hopefully it's going to be a different result. A different result here. Now, if I bet all that here, if I was to bet $1 on that, that would only I'd only make $6 here. $6 on that bet here. So basically, you would make, have $1 and you make 6. You plus 5 basically. So you damn near almost quadrupled your number. So, with that being said, we're gonna go to the NCAA now. We're gonna make some picks here. We're gonna go with some picks, and like I said, I I generally so. All right, we got Townsend. We have Townsend and Greensboro here. Anyways, I'm thinking this one. Townsend and Greensboro. We'll go with the over. We'll go the over 126.5. All right. We'll take the over in that game. Um, Clemson, Miami, Ohio. 135.5. I'm gonna take the under. Let's say the under in that one here. We'll go under. And all right. We got Furman in North Carolina. Over 155. I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna say the under here. Like I said, I'm not very good at college over under, so we're gonna try our pick'ems on the over under here. So I'm gonna take the under 155 in the Furman and North Carolina. All right. VMI and Wake Forest. Over 150. Well, we'll take the over 150 here. I'll say that here. We'll take the over. And Wake Forest is spelled. Yeah, it's like all these people. Forrest Gump is spelled with two R's. Yeah, spell Forrest in real life. Forrest has one R, asshole. But people want to be, anal about fucking being grammar Nazis. We misspelled this word. Yeah, you're a fucking dumbass. You're the reason why we're all fucked up in the world today. Yeah. Austin Pay. Austin Pay in South Florida. Hmm. Hmm. Let's take the over here. We'll take the over. 28. And all right. All right. Mammoth and Yale. Take the under in that game here. All right. I'm gonna take the under 147 and on road. All right. Let's see. Alright. Over. Over. Intro. Alright. Yep. Take the under. 23. And alright. We'll just take 10 here. We'll just do. Alright. We got one more to pick here. Hmm. And we'll say over. Alright. So we took 10. We took 10 teams here. We took 10 teams. We decided to take 10 teams and pick them here. And this is what we got. I took the over 126 and a half. Over 126 and a half in Greensboro and Townsend. I took the under 135 and a half in Miami, Ohio, Clemson. I took the under 155 in Furman in North Carolina. I took the over 150 in Virginia Military Academy against Wake Forest. I took the over 128 in Austin Peay, South Florida. I took the under 147 in Mammoth and Yale. I took the under 147 in Monroe and Stephen F. Austin. I took the over 124 in Tarleton State, Southern Alabama. I took the under 123 in Sam Houston State, North Texas, and I took the over 141 and a half. So those are the pick'ems here. Those are the pick'ems. That's what I picked here tonight. But this is what I picked as far as my bets here. This is my bets tonight when I made my bet. Call North Carolina Greensboro money line, Austin Peay money line, Memphis money line, UOP money line, and Sam Houston State money line. If those 5 teams cash on the money line for me, it's $424. Now our NBA parlay here. Our NBA parlay that we got here. We have the Warriors. We have the Warriors money line we have the Nets money line, we have the Suns money line, Georgia State money line, and UC Davis money line. Those 5 teams cover. We make $54 tonight. So those are our bets compared to my pick'ems. I got my pick'ems and I got my bets. So we're gonna see what cashes. Do my bets cash tonight or do my picks cash tonight? And so that's basically it here. Basically, that is basically it for today. Just had to run down some numbers. I'm not, I'm just a guy that's basically starting out. This is my first year doing it. I love talking sports. I hope to get some people that we can talk sports, like I see other sports channels and that nature, so we can have discussions. Who do you pick? Do you agree with my picks? Do you disagree? Can we can have a conversation? We can build this up, but this is just the beginning. This is my first year streaming and talking sports. I want to get things better. I want to get a ticker on here. I want to get the fantasy thing so all you guys at home can see what I'm talking about instead of me just telling you what the bets and odds are. But you can go out there and see for yourself. But so I definitely appreciate the comment by Alan Chandler. Appreciate your comment there. VOY dot FYI. What's that mean? What does that mean? FYI. VOY FYI. I don't know. Is my volume down, or did they ban me, or? But I appreciate you coming through. But that's what we do. We make our picks, and we got to get out. We got to make sure that we got our got to make sure my NBA rosters are good. I got a free DFS here tonight that I can cash in some money. So hopefully I'm going to get to that, dive into that a little bit. So that way I have the time before the game starts. So definitely, hopefully, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk some fantasy, talk some waiver wire. We got some fantasy. We got fantasy playoffs. We can talk about some sports. We're going to talk about the games. And yeah. And I hope to see everybody there. And if not, it's just I'm just happy that I have my own platform to talk sports. I'm not here to fight anybody. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives. I'm not here to be an asshole. I'm not here to talk shit to YouTube all the time. But I'm not going to be disrespected. And I'm not going to just be shutting up and like I'm out here just talking about a bunch of bullshit like I'm pulling out of my ass. I try to do my research, due diligence, and to speak the truth and speak only the truth and speak honestly from the heart and not be somebody that's just some fucking regurgitated robot that's repeating the same shit that you hear on the television or some other whatever. That's not what I am. That's not what I'm about. That's not why I want to live my life. That's not how it should be. And unfortunately, if things don't come to whatever, then we're stuck at whatever happens. But until that day, take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody else. Love more than you hate. And let's be better. Let's be better people. Let's be better human beings, not just men and women. We're human beings. We're beings in this world. We're not just aimless people that could just be discarded away or shut up or just erased or eradicated. No. No. We stand up for what's right. We stand up for what's right and not give any more to the wrong. So peace out. Sammy Sosa. And we out.